Yo, what up? It's a tip of the week, and today we're going to discuss, are you a doctor who puts profits above patients? Alright guys, I'm Dr. Jared Williams. I'm a concierge dental surgeon in Houston, Texas. And for the last decade, all I've done is focused on oral surgery, implantology, IV sedation, and coaching. And the tips that I share in this channel are simply for you to smile after surgery. I've practiced for a good amount of time. I've had licenses in multiple different states. And one thing I saw that was not happening more than I would have liked are doctors being able to smile after surgery. So if you're a doctor who's putting profits over patients, this tip is for you. Hey doc, alright, so if you're looking at this tip of the week, it's simply to know that you're probably a doctor who is bogged down with so much student loans, or you skipped out on residency to hit the workforce running. And now you're in a dilemma because you see that there is a detachment from how the results you're expecting to what you're actually getting. And there's very little satisfaction. Well, this week's tips are going to give you everything you need in order to break through. All right, let's get into it. So I wanted to share with you a story that I had when I was in your situation. I was about a year out post my residency at the University of Pennsylvania VA hospital. And my focus when I got out was simply to get education, put money on the back burner. And so I went ahead and I created this thing, what I call the syllabus of life. And what it did is it gave me a really good clue on what I wanted. After completing that exercise, oh my goodness, it linked me up with Dr. Merkel. Now, Dr. Merkel is an amazing mentor that I had, to the point I remember him, myself, and 5 other guys, I'm the youngest of course, going into Indiana, eating fried chicken, shooting guns, and doing all manner of foolishness out in the outer skirts of Indiana. But I just didn't enjoy the camaraderie that we built on those Friday afternoons from leaving work. What I got out of him is the mentorship that he gave me. See, when I created that syllabus of life, my main focus was getting a mentor who could literally guide me through the avenues of dentistry that I had no clue. I remember I used to sit in my office with him, of course, and I would see that he would have patients traveling from his old practice. Now, his practice wasn't just like 5 minutes down the road. His practice was in the next city, and that could be 30 or 40 miles. And I'm thinking like, what the crap is this? How are patients in this day and age traveling 30 or 40 miles just to see a dentist? And I'm like, this makes no sense. Now the practice that we're in, it was an FQHC, Federally Qualified Health Clinic. And so we're generally going to be treating patients who on a sliding scale. And so I'd be seeing the patients come in and I'd be treating my patient. I'm looking over, I'm like, that doesn't look like a patient that's of record here. But that just goes to show what type of doctor he was. Individuals didn't mind to be inconvenienced with a little travel and being in a situation, an environment that they're not even used to. But the one thing that was consistent was Dr. Merkel. And the things that I learned from him, I hope to share with you on this tip this week. So if you are having issues putting profits above patients, think about it from this perspective. Number one, your patients are the lifeblood of your practice, and you don't want to have your patients in an awkward bind, because if you're wanting to buy that brand new boat, that house, that car, or get out of student debt like most dentists are in, you want to make sure that you give them exactly what they need and exactly in the manner that you could give it to them. Because the moment you disregard them and put profits over patients, you're finished. I don't recall his patients ever complaining when he left. And that brings me into step number 2. If you have your patients complaining about you, it's probably because they're getting the sense that they're feeling as if you are not giving them what they're asking for. Like, I don't ever remember Dr. Merkel's patients upset or pissed off or anything. And if you have the notion of putting profits above patients, your staff is gonna feel that way, your assistants are gonna feel that way, And that energy that's created in the room is gonna be wafted over your whole entire practice, and then you'll just be a depressed area. And then what you're gonna wanna do is market more, get a fancy website, pass out pens, give all these different deals. But individuals will come, get what you have, and then leave. And if you are doing that, those are the results that you have. You know, as a concierge dental surgeon, it's not uncommon for me to be in 5 to 6 or 7 dental practices in 1 week. And I only work 4 days a week. And with that being stated, I'm able to see exactly where you're coming from. And one thing I've noticed, the doctors that practice the best in the practices are basically recession proof, are individuals that are putting patients above profits. And when you're doing that, you're literally allowing your practice to be recession proof. Individuals will travel 30 and 40 miles to see you. Individuals will never be upset with you, never want to take you to litigation or to a lawsuit, because they know without a shadow of doubt, even if you made a mistake, they'll be willing to say, you know what, this doctor really cares for me. And I know since we're all human, it could happen to anybody. And that's exactly what I want for you to have in your comment section when you ask a patient for a review. I want them to be like, I will travel 30 and 40 miles and this doctor could do no wrong. And as a matter of fact, I'll pay. I won't just pay with insurance, I'll pay cash, and I'll bring all my friends and family members to you. And so those are the results that you'll have when you put patients above your profits, guys. Trust me, I've been doing this a decade, and my motto is if you want to be the best, train with the best. And Dr. Merkel is just one individual that I've been able to befriend and allow him to mentor me and coach me up to where I could give you this information. And I just didn't see that in his practice. I'm observing that in my practice for the last 9 years that I've been able to work with him since that time frame. All right, guys, I want to give you a little bonus today. I want to share with you a book that has been near and dear to my heart. I remember when I first read it, and I'm not one to always read, but when I was told about this book, I was like, whatever. And now I'm an avid reader. It's not uncommon for me to read at least 2 to 3 books a month. And so right now, I want you to get your pen and pad out. And before I even give you the book, before I even give you this recommendation, I want you to smash the subscribe button, share with your friend, and before I give you this book, I want you to write in the comment section below what story was resounding with you, because if you have that epiphany, then a doctor around the globe is going to have that same one. And so you are responsible for having somebody else smile after surgery. So go ahead and smash the like button, hit subscribe, share, and get ready to write down this tip I have for you. Are you ready? You got your notepad? Are you sure? I'll give you some time. Let me scratch my head. My head's kind of itchy. Got a little itch on my shoulder. Okay, all right. The book I want to share with you will change the way in which you process information moving forward. And that is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. That book has revolutionized the way in which I process. To the point, all I see are great things, simply because as a man thinketh is exactly what he or she will get out of life. And so if you go into this book and you're thinking, okay, how can I put profits under patients or patients above profits? That's not what this book is going to give you. This book is going to give you the mindset that you'll need in order to smile after surgery. All right, guys, so I'm Dr. Jared Williams, and my focus is for you to remember, if you're a doctor who's having issues putting profits above patients, then what I want for you to do is this. Replay this tip of the week. Replay it over and over and over. Take good notes. And you know what's really going to help you stick? Teach this information to somebody closest to you. Start with your assistant. Start with your office manager. Or take it home and practice it there. All right, guys, I'm Dr. Jared Williams, and my focus is for you to remember, what looks hard is often easy. Make it a great one.